Welcome to the Lead It Culture podcast, where every episode is about learning how to grow and thrive in today's culture, rather than letting the culture define who we are. Here are your hosts, Kenny Mason and Edgar Ruiz.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are we doing? Today, we are back with another episode at Lead It Culture. My name is Kenny.
I'm Edgar.
Yeah, sorry. I usually introduce Edgar. I'm sorry. I just threw him the ball, and
it's
he
all
just
good.
totally. Yeah,
What's
so
going on, guys? I'm Edgar.
That was a bad assist. Sorry, bro.
Tuning back in.
Back in and back.
And back. Sure.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. All right. So today's episode is we are talking about. Okay, this is the title. I don't want to go to bed.
Yeah. I think all of us have said that at some point in our lives.
Yeah, whether you have said it or whether you mentally, or whether your actions have proved that you don't want to go to bed, right? So we're talking about it today. Like, how much sleep are you getting? Why is that important for, as a teenager and for a young adult? Why is that important? So we're starting off like this. Edgar, how much sleep, or what time did you go to bed last night?
Yeah, so think.
Or the night before, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I went to bed, I want to say between 1:30 or 2 in the morning. That's when I was on the trip.
Yeah.
We got back last night, and last night I got a long period of sleep because I was off work in the morning. Yeah. So I don't want to count that as like an average night of sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saturday night, went to bed at like 1 or 2, woke up at around, I want to say 8 o'clock. Yeah. And I think that's pretty average as far as time goes for like a Saturday night for me. Usually go to bed by 1, wake up at 7. Yeah. So about 6 hours.
Okay.
I got.
And that's 1 a.m., right?
1 a.m., yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably went to bed last night at 12:31.
Okay.
a.m.
Okay.
By the way, parents are probably listening to this like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
like,
I don't have kids.
Yeah.
So you're with kids.
Dude, I mean, my thing is, I'm pretty selfish with it though. Like, my thing is, I put the kids to bed. They usually go get ready for bed. My kids 7:30.
Okay.
So they get ready for 7:30. They're down by 8.
Yeah.
8:30. So they're brushing their teeth, showering, all this other stuff. So we got to clean up. We got to do all this other stuff. We got to, it's usually just stuff that we got to do. And then by the time I go to bed, I'm supposed to go to bed.
Yeah.
It's like 10 o'clock, and I didn't get any time from me or my wife.
Your wife.
Like
that's true.
And like, so it's very selfish. So I just stay up. And I know it's not the healthiest. I know it's not good. But.
Now, does Naima stay up with you?
Naima is usually, and it's crazy, she usually goes before me. She's out. But if we're like, sometimes if we're just like up, like, watching a movie at like 9 or something like that, I go to sleep on her. But if it's really, really, really late, like 12:01, I'm up. Yeah. Like, and I used to be like an early bird. Like,
really?
Early bird gets the worm. That was me, man. Yeah. And it's so crazy how I went from early bird to night owl. Yeah. So that's not where I want to be, but that's where I am. Yeah. And I don't like it, and I wanted to change, and hence why we are doing this podcast. But I think when I was young, when I was like, a teenager, I didn't really even think about how important it was. Yeah, I really didn't care,
right.
And I don't know what time I was going to sleep. I mean, there's always gaming. We went to sleep at like 2 or 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. We didn't care.
That was like the average too.
Yeah. And now I talk to students sometimes, and I'm like, hey guys, what's up? What time y'all go to bed? We did it. I'm like, what?
They still sound that happy and all the energy. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you didn't? Like we did it. We're still up. I'm like,
we're doing it again tonight.
and that that time, it was like 6 p.m. You know?
Exactly. I slept 8 hours last night, and I am about to pass out. Yeah. How are you still awake?
Right. Monster drinks, you know, just like, I'm like, dude.
Mountain Dew.
Right, Mountain Dew. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know. So, I mean, but back in the day, I mean, I remember, you know, going to sleep late. It was what it was. It was just super fun to me. Yeah. You know, now, getting up there, you know, so now I look at time, sleep is very valuable. So, like, what is it about, you know, what do you think in that mindset of like a student, a teenager, a young adult? Like, what information? Why is sleep that important at that age?
Yeah, I think because me personally, I was the same way. I would go to bed. Through my regular schedule was go to bed at 2 or 3, wake up at like 6:30 to go to school, get out of school, get home at like 3:30 or 4, and take a 3-hour nap. And just knock out till dinner time to then stay up another 6 hours, then rinse and repeat. Yeah. And I think that genuinely, personally, that may not be the case for everybody, but it made me more lazy. It made me more tired. I would get home and I wouldn't want to do anything. By the time I woke up from my nap, I didn't want to do homework. I wanted just to hang out and relax because I didn't have the energy because I just woke up all groggy from a nap. I want to just hang out, relax, either play video games, watch TV. And then, you know, it actually influenced a lot of my bad grades throughout school. Wasn't the only reason, but I know it played a part in it. Right. And then, you know, students, especially in high school, generally need 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. Yeah. Average, probably getting 6.5 to 7. And that's not healthy. Right. It causes, you know, it affects your mental state, physically, emotionally, especially now with so much stress and depression and anxiety going around. If you're feeling depressed, if you're having these symptoms of anxiety or depression, check how much you're sleeping. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I think if you're not getting the right amount of sleep, that's a big factor. And
what was you looked up earlier about the sleep deprived thing? I thought that was so good that you were talking about that. Yeah, so looked up the statistic, and the older you get, the more sleep deprived you become. Yeah. On average. Where it went from 18 to 24-year-olds were sleep deprived. About 32% of them were sleep deprived. But then 25 to 34-year-olds was about 37%. And then it went up as the ages went up. So it's like if you're not setting up a solid foundation when you're younger to making sure that you're going to bed on time, to making sure that you're waking up on time and having an ample 8 hours of sleep, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because then as an adult, I feel like we can attest, it's harder to set up those boundaries to go to bed on time, to wake up earlier than you need to. Because I would wake up 10 minutes before my bus came, literally brush my teeth, get dressed, and go to school. Like go up to the bus stop. Yeah. But if I had woken up maybe an hour ahead because I went to bed earlier and I had that time, if I wake up an hour ahead, I have time to eat breakfast, I have time to get ready, I have time to make sure that I have everything, because I would forget stuff. And make sure I have everything. And by the time I get to the bus stop, I'm not groggy, I'm awake, I'm more energized. And it starts off it sets you up not just for the rest of the day, but then as you have that discipline for the rest of your life. Right, yeah. I agree. I think that with sleeping, man, I think the reason why it's not looked at as essential is because it's just maybe not cool to, you know, a middle schooler, high schooler. You know, if everybody's saying they didn't go to sleep and they stand up all late, and you know, you could do more. You could do a lot more at night than you can do more in the day because you got school, you got everything going on, you got to eat dinner. Sometimes, you know, students or, you know, maybe somebody plays football, maybe they hoop, maybe they play basketball, maybe they're in field hockey, maybe they're in a drama club, maybe they're in a choir. So their whole day is packed with stuff. So, like, you know, people can not be getting sleep for reasonable reasons because they're just busy, you know? And I think the craziest thing is that you're super busy, so you want to stay up and do what you want to do, but in order to get more energy, you got to sleep. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like I want to work out, but I don't got the energy to. but I need to work out to get more energy to work out. Yeah. It's like, what? And, excuse me. And even with working out, so I saw this. They said I did research on like exercise and working out, building muscle, all of that stuff. They said people think that when you're working out, you're building muscle right then. So you could be in the gym pumping, like you got dumbbells, you're doing, you're whatever, you're bench pressing everything, right? And you're doing your reps and your sets and everything. You're not building muscles right then and there. Mm-hmm. The muscles, what's happening is that the tissues in your body and the fibers are being broken down. Yeah. So that when you do go to sleep and when you rest, then the muscles that's the primary time that the muscles are being built. Mm. So like that was crazy to me because I'm in the gym thinking like, I'm getting big, but it's actually the prime time that my muscles are being built is in the time that I don't really see that valuable. Yeah. Which is sleep. That's good. So I'm just like, man, I gotta work out and eat healthy and go to sleep on time and like give me a break. Like I just like it's just like so much going on, but it's not popular. It's not cool. It's not, I mean, it's you want to stay up and do what you want to do. Right. And I think the more, and even in a student's world, it's like who's going around school and college saying, "I got 8-9 hours of sleep last night." Right.
As you found out, it's a complete opposite. Yeah. I never went to bed.
Yeah. Right. I only got 2 hours of sleep last night. Oh my God, like it's just like what? But I heard that a lot, but rarely did I see. It was the students who I would talk to, and then people who I talk to now that are in college. Especially in college, dude, you're cramming. Come on,
you're calling all-nighters for classes.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, and that world is just way more known to get no sleep. Mm-hmm. No sleep. But I think where we should try to do is, the earlier, this is what I've been trying to train my mind to, Ken. It's like, Kenny, if you go to sleep on time, you can wake up early enough to do the things that you want to do at night.
Exactly.
And that's has been a struggle, but that's where I want to be. Yeah. I just really strive for that a lot.
I'm on the same boat.
Yeah. Because I feel like everything is better in the morning. Mm-hmm. Like, when you do everything in the morning, it's just so much better. Everything at night is bad. When you go get fast food from anywhere at night, except for Chick-fil-A, you're going to get the nastiest service ever. You might get the sloppiest burger, but when you go in, I feel like when you go in the daytime in the morning, everything is better. It's just like, and I feel like that's just like night. We got to switch your mindset, so.
I found out the other day that, how people say McDonald's, like the ice cream machine's always broken?
It's not.
When it gets late in the night, the last 2 hours of the shift, they just don't want to.
They just don't want to do it. They just don't want to do it.
I want a McFlurry at 10 at night. Give me a McFlurry.
They already broke the machine down and everything because they trying to get out of there on time.
Right. It's like the same thing. I feel the good things come in the morning. Yeah. And when you wake up on time, I hated waking up in the mornings, but I feel like when I wake up at 6 in the morning, my wife's usually still asleep. We'll wake up probably an hour and a half later. That hour and a half is such a nice time for me to just sit down and either read or just be with my thoughts, work on something that I want to work on the side. Yeah. And it's that hour and a half is more productive than the last 3 hours of any night that I can have. Right. Because the last 3 hours, I'm tired from the day, but I want to stay up because I like staying up. Mm-hmm. And I'm walking around getting a snack. Like I'm not fully focused, but that first hour and a half, I'm so much more focused than any other time of the day.
And that's very true. And I will also say this: if you are a parent listening to this for your kid, if you're in high school, middle school, in college, listening to this, young adult. Getting lack of sleep is hurting you for your future. When you get a job and you're not going to sleep on time, that you're telling yourself that you don't really value your body, enough to be able to get this. I can get it done with little energy. But, when it comes to having a job, when it comes to actually getting into the business world and being able to have a career, you got to get good sleep, good enough sleep so that, you won't embarrass yourself when you're late to every single, thing. You know, you're late to every meeting, you're late to every day to work, and you know, and I mean, I've been there. Like I grew up. My mom, you know, and my mother's listening to this. Mom, I love you, but we were late to everything. You know, we were late to everything. Now my mother was always present. She was always there. You know, she was like my number one fan. But we were late to everything. I was that kid on the curb. I was that kid, bro. And my mother was late, you know, so I love her so much though. And I told Naeem all the time, we are not gonna be late, you know. I'm scarred, you know. But man, I just feel like if you're listening to this, then you know, you gotta think about your future. You gotta think about the future and how am I setting myself up now to be able to be on time for the things that I need to be on time for, you know, because if you're doing it and you're loving it, like you could be doing it, but no, you need to get better. But if you're doing it, like, I don't care. Like, I think that's just a terrible mindset to have to prepare for your future. Yeah. So get some good sleep. Go to sleep right now. It's probably like 1 a.m. right now.
Yeah, exactly. You're listening to this at 2 a.m. You should not be listening to this.
Yeah.
Finish the video, then go to bed.
Yeah. Finish and like and subscribe, then go to sleep.
But that's another thing too. I think right before people go to bed, and me included, a lot of times we're on our phones.
Yeah,
and all that blue light, that brightness from the screen, it hurts your sleep. So even though you might have slept 7 hours, it's only gonna feel like you slept 4.
Oh my gosh!
You're gonna wake up so tired. So I would say even if it's a half hour before you go to bed, like just don't go on your phone. Yeah. Either read or just lay there, like talk. Yeah. If you have siblings, like talk to somebody. You can walk around the house, talk to someone, but just stay off your phone because it damages your sleep pattern.
As hard as it is.
Yeah. And I can attest to this, but from what I've heard also in the morning, if you wake up and immediately go on your phone, that's also worse because you're barely awake, but you're immediately letting all that blue light in, all that stuff from your phone, and it's not healthy.
Crazy.
Either.
Yeah. Man, that has to go into part 2 because phones are just like a huge
that was a snippet
of God.
Next part.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll go ahead and wrap it up for this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love y'all. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you let us know in the comment section any other topics, any questions that you have, anything you want us to just talk about, hit on. Make sure you like, you subscribe, hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos, any future podcasts.
Hit it.
If you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you follow us, so same thing so you don't miss out on any future episodes that we have. We love y'all. Thank you for the support and for tuning in. We will see y'all on the next one.
Love you guys. See ya.